I'm David, and this is David Talks.
And I'm David. I'm on David Talks.
All right, let's get started. These diapers, right? All right, let's. All right, this is what we got here so far. You ever get chain letters?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
On Facebook?
Yeah.
Yeah. I get them all the time. Shout out to all y'all sending me chain letters every single day.
You get them every day?
I get them every day.
I probably don't get as many as you do anymore because what I do when people say, listen, like, if you're a real brother, send us to 50.
Almost like you gotta validate being a human being. Like, if you're human, send this to 50 people. But if not, you hate yourself. You kill fucking children or something. I don't know.
What about when they say things like, I hope I get one back?
To me, it's like they sending something for you to send it back. So when you send it back, they go, "Oh yeah, I'm the man. I'm a brother now."
How many ways it says if you get 5 back, then you're a real brother or you're a real man.
That's that validation chain letter thing, man.
You know, I get them a lot, and what I do sometimes they say, I love you, brother, blah blah blah. Yeah. I just be like, I don't send a chain letter back. I just say, love you, brother. Yeah. And I do that enough times, so those same people that send me them, they stop.
Right.
Well, sometimes I just simply tell them, hey, listen, can you please just send me a regular hi, how are you, or something like that. And then I don't get anything. I don't get nothing back after
because
that.
they just scroll down, they go down, and they send it to everybody. So it's like, it's just superficial love at that point. So I don't know. It's just, to me, it's like the fakest thing you could do. It's like,
guys, please, seriously though, just if you want to say hi, just say hi to me. Just say what's up.
That's your diaper wash?
That is definitely my diaper wash.
How many diapers shorties is there?
Listen, so honestly, I really don't feel like I should be validating this whole situation with these chain letters. I think people should just say hi or how you been or something like that. I think that works. And we definitely give you like 4 diapers. They're really annoying. Okay.
Alright. I should change the 4 diapers for the 5. I thought you was about to slay the whole Facebook.
I mean, look, honestly, you know what? Y'all getting 5. That's how I really feel.
I got a whole diaper gun shooting for everybody.
Y'all should get 5. I was trying to be nice.
Alright.
What you would give them?
You know me, man. They get like 2 diapers. Like they just get a diaper or something.
So you don't mind that people just keep
at this point? I'm just like, I don't know. It's just, to me, it's regular.
How do you deal with it? Do you send it back?
Nah, I ignore them. I got like 100.
So even if it's family, you don't send it back?
One day I'm gonna send like a screenshot and a video. I'm gonna show y'all I have like 150 unread things. Cause like if you send me a chain letter,
yeah,
I'm just gonna ignore it. A game invite, a chain letter, all of that. Salute. But if you say, yo, what's up? You know, how you doing? You know, whatever. I'm gonna say, what's up? I'm gonna check on you next time around.
That's what I'm thinking.
But I don't even open it now. I don't even know what they sending no more. So it's just like,
wow.
But yeah, I get a diaper, man. And you get ignored.
And ignored?
Yeah. I think that's a little worse than, I don't know, you're looking for a chain letter back. They just waiting. It's kind of like sticking your hand out. You just like, hello.
Sometimes I send it back, but really, I really don't want to. You guys, I don't want y'all to feel bad. I know that y'all need this validation or whatever, but I'm good. I'm okay without it.
Speaking of Facebook, that's my diaper award.
Really?
Mark Zuckerberg.
Why is that?
He's the maker of Facebook.
Yeah.
Apparently, he's having private meetings with like high officials and different like congressmen and a whole bunch of crazy conservative, like just a lot of stuff that he says he's against, which is not, it's not a problem with meeting up with those people, but they're like off the books and like private parties and stuff like that. It's just a little fishy. So now they actually starting a whole trend. It's like a trend on Twitter and Instagram, delete Facebook. But this might destroy his whole company. So he's getting a diaper award. For me, he's getting definitely like 4 diapers.
That's serious.
Some little messy diapers.
You was giving him 4 diapers? That's
You know me, but that's crazy. Like you build an empire. He's rich now, so I'm guessing he has friends now. That's more important to him. And a lot of times, once they have the money, then it's about the power of relationships. Not to quote any corny movie, but I think after that, after doing that, making that stupid move, it's just.
You don't think now that those, at the level of, I would say financial independence, you feel like now those officials are now actually his friends, and they're just talking regularly, or you think it's?
I think everything's intertwined. I think it's all politics.
Okay.
I think he wants to make certain moves. He probably wants to get into politics. He probably has some sort of passion or has something to do with and he's trying to develop those relationships. But I think it's against everything he said that Facebook stood for in the first place.
Okay.
It's kind of just destroying the fabric of Facebook. And I think it's at the wrong time, and that's why he gets the diaper award too. Especially with the thing going on with Twitter. Twitter was kind of dying down. It's like the timing is crazy, so it's like he's the downfall to his own empire, and that's been happening a lot lately.
You think he wants to become president?
Man, I don't, it's not too far off. That kind of goes back to the power thing, that's a spoiler alert a little bit. But I just feel like it's kind of resonating with real life. Like, that's kind of reflected. It's like a reflection of real life right now.
By the way, the power thing.
I just seen the newest episode.
And I did call it.
Yeah.
I called it, and I called it only not really thinking the show's gonna go in that direction, but I, as a writer, I felt that would be a smart direction to go in, and they could expand and do a spinoff.
Right. I think that they're gonna try to take the show on bigger plateau. I mean, passing the plateau and bringing it to a different level. But I think that's what Mark Zuckerberg is doing. I'm giving him diapers, but he might be the next president, you know what I'm saying? But all the people that actually support his Facebook in the first place, they're all looking at it like, this is kind of fishy, man. You promise his privacy, and you promises this and that and the other, but you're looking kind of like you're sleeping with the enemy, so to speak.
So there's maybe a possibility that he's at that level where he's just like, you know what? Let me try something different.
And that's the thing. I think people mess up when it comes to that. They lose their core audience, even though it's not necessarily an audience, but their core supporters.
Well, let me ask you this question. I don't think it's impossible for you to become president.
Yeah, well, especially now with Donald Trump being president. Like, just seeing, and that's not even the craziest chop to Donald Trump, but just the intelligence level and certain things that he says out of his mouth. It's like, and I can literally see, and I'm not trying to put myself down at all, but I can literally see anyone becoming president. It's not impossible to even hear Kanye West say, I'm running in such and such year. Anyone I think could be president. I think that's
the reason why I said that is because, like, say if you are now in a position to become president, but that might require you doing something against something you said. Maybe in the beginning, I don't know. I wouldn't say
changing my views.
Yeah,
I mean, listen. I feel like when we grow, we change our views and outpoints on things. I think we had spoke to some April before about gun control and your views on guns, and your views do change periodically and through developments of things that happen in the public all the time. But that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm gonna go and make a whole about face and not explain my actions or my decision, or even try to be shady about it. Like, it's coming out through reporters and stuff like that. Like, it just seems really, really shady. I think if I change my viewpoints on things, especially as someone that's being political, I'm gonna voice it. I'm just, all right, this is why I'm changing it, and I might lose some support from certain, people, but this is why I changed it. Maybe I might keep that support, but just to about face and just with no explanation.
Okay. So you think maybe you should have done a press conference and probably say, hey, listen, I'm gonna be going to and meetings with this people, whatever, just to give that respect, to let people know, hey, look, I'm not hiding anything.
Right.
This is what's going on,
and to me, that's the tricky thing. It's like, as a man or as a woman that's an adult, you want that freedom to do what you want to do, and the freedom to change your mind on things, but to put yourself in that position of a public figure, and you're in the forefront of what you believe in.
Yeah.
I think it's important to voice and to explain where you're going, especially if you have so many followers. You know, so people blindly are following you and they don't even know where they're going. And I mean, some people want that. Some people want that bliss of, I got a leader. You know, whatever it is, whatever he says, I like the way he thinks. I like the way, and they just follow him into
Do
oblivion.
you think that people are conditioned to think that way as followers? You know, I know that it's just the system itself, how they elected leaders, you know, automatically puts that in your mind that someone's in charge and it's not you.
So I forgot what comedian, it might have been Dave Chappelle, that actually mentioned they don't want to make those decisions. They don't want to think about the daily, you know, day to day. Okay, are we gonna go to war with this country? Are we gonna support this country? And they elect people to make those decisions because we got our own things to worry about. But if you see our leaders not knowing what's going on, not knowing that a country is not even a country, it's like a providence. So something crazy is like, you're like, wow, I voted for this person, and I know their job better than them. It's kind of worrisome. It's like, you know what I'm saying? So I just
Interesting.
But I feel like if that's their job, they should know, and they should relate to us.
Okay.
But again, it goes back to the bliss thing. A lot of people don't really even want to know the truth. So
I would say so, and it does remind me a little bit of, not to sound redundant, but it definitely does remind me of the Matrix.
oh yeah, it's the Matrix within the Matrix.
I mean, just, you know, some people, you know, they'd rather dream something that they feel good about versus facing reality and being awake.
That's the fake woke thing. And I believe that's a real thing. I think, and it's just like a whole bunch of, but it's just like, I'm woke because, you know, I believe in this, and I'm not a follower. But it's just like, you're just a certain level of woke. You're the trendy woke, and it's like, or you're progressive, and it's like you're so progressive to one point, or so left that you don't want to hear the argument of the right. And I think that's just limiting yourself to just other ways of thinking. And I don't think there's any just completely right way of thinking. There's always, I think it's a very gray area. I think it's very dangerous for everyone to be, you know, so one track minded on the right or the left. And I think that's what the country's going through now.
Right.
But you had mentioned earlier in the conversation about you know, knowledge of Columbus, like, you know, the Columbus Day and stuff like that. And just people being misled on our history, and it's people, again, like, they lie to themselves, or they allow themselves to be lied to, and they go on, you know, following the leaders that they elect, not even agreeing with everything they believe in. So
Yeah, I did mention that I have a brief conversation. What do you think about Columbus Day, which today happens to be?
Columbus Day is a thing to me, and I see a lot of states that are actually switching over to Indigenous Day, which I support 100%. I think that should actually be more on the forefront. I think this country's in that space where it shouldn't be afraid to actually make that statement, and without it being political. So like, Donald Trump has all of these things going on with him and stuff like that, but I feel like it takes away from, you know, the things that he should be doing, like sticking up for. Who knows? Maybe he's not, you know, I'm not saying he's racist or anything, but let's say he's not racist, right? Let's say this is, we all just hate him because that's just, you know, propaganda being pushed by whomever, powers that be.
Right.
These are opportunities for him to take a stance and say, okay, Columbus Day is denounced. You know, Columbus was this, that, and the other. You know, do your history. And this is Indigenous Day.
A funny thing happened to me this Friday. You know, I do, like I always say, I work for a nonprofit organization, and I teach third grade. And you know, there is a certified teacher in the room, and I was really surprised the lesson that was being taught, and I was just like, wow, I've learned this, so, you know, years and years ago. But I never thought that they would teach this in like a public school. And I know, like, when I was young, what I was taught about Columbus Day is it's very different now than what's being taught.
Yeah, even when I was in school, it's different. And what I hear now, I think now it's a little more accurate. You know, I think as time progresses,
Right.
you see, and that's another problem because we take ownership for forefathers of the country, but we don't take ownership for a lot of things that the forefathers have done. So it's like it's only partial. Like, yeah, we hold this legacy to such high esteem, but all these other things, you know, it's a little iffy. He's like, I don't totally agree with this person, but he was a great man. He's the father of our country, and he's the one that led us to, you know, such, you know,
Well,
high regard.
us. Well, you know.
And I look at it as us because I am an American, you know, and I
That's
do
what you're saying.
hold pride to it. So
Even though your ancestors may come from the original settlers
Right.
here anyway.
I mean, it is America. So whether you know whether people believe that they are part of states or not, you know, or if they're from across seas,
Right.
you know, as me being born in America, I consider myself American.
Okay. Fair enough.
And yeah, like a lot of people are led to believe, like you were about to mention, I believe that people, like all black people were, you know, taken from Africa, or all Asian people were taken from Asia, you know. But that's not actually the case, and I think a lot of our history has changed to fit a certain thing, just to fit a certain you know, a mind state, to create that mind state of and change history, and just a whole bunch of lies. And that all goes right back to the Columbus Day thing. So it's just a lot of entanglement of false narratives. Yeah. But
Well, let me just say what was being taught, which I was really surprised about, by a certified teacher in New York City, that the natives of what they call Native Americans, there was a land bridge from Asia that went straight to America, which I found to be very surprising.
yeah.
Not to mention, they said it was supported by research and scientists based on artifacts that were found that proves that fact.
Right. And
Not theory, by the
and
way.
that's what I'm saying. Like, all right, for example, scientists have just discovered the earliest mammoth to our time was only 4,000 years ago. That's
Interesting.
That's not long ago. That's
That-
I mean, it's long ago, but technically, if we have proof of civilizations older than that. You know what I'm saying? So something from 300 years ago, 400 years ago, I don't think that was such a secret. I think it was trying to be kept a secret. And I don't know who I'm upsetting, but I mean, you know, the history is out there. That's what we learning. That's what we learning.
I think if anyone's getting upset, it's simply because two reasons, good or bad. They feel like there's a possibility that they may lose control for whatever reason, good or bad, and or they feel insecure. They feel like, wow, you know, what are they going to do with this information? You know, and for I would just say just the freedom of just knowing who you are, feeling good about who you are. You know, the way the system is set up, a lot of people are ashamed of who they are, and that's pretty terrible. Just for other people to feel in control, and everything is mental.
Right.
Everything is what's up here that determines whether you feel less than anybody, and that should never be the case.
Right.
Whether you're a trillionaire or whether you're just making 15,000 a year, no one's better.
Or
than
sending
anybody.
chain letters.
So, I kind of got out of it. You did say, just to go back a little bit with the diaper awards, I didn't give a diaper award. But now wait.
Mark Zuckerberg.
I'm just gonna say this. If you said something that you're not living up to, and you did what you had to do, I get it. And I always say that was clever, you know me. But at the same time, it's still unfair. And I'm glad. And at the same time, people do have the social media where they can communicate. And if you don't like his views or you want him to change, definitely do what you got to do. I don't know if I could give him a diaper award.
Right.
I haven't really
Yeah, I mean, if
researched any of it.
Yeah, definitely do your own research. You might totally disagree with me. You might agree with him. Who knows? But Yeah, I think you should do more, a little digging in it. But
Absolutely.
yeah, you don't gotta give a diaper because you don't. Yeah, it's more you gotta kind of go into it. I could get really into it, but I'm not trying to sit here and do all that.
All right, well, let's get into something a little bit or a lot more lighter.
Right.
Let's get into the Gemini Man, the movie.
Gemini Man, Will Smith.
Will Smith.
Will Smith versus Will Smith.
Well, Will Smith. Well, I guess spoiler alert, right? It might be Will Smith versus Will Smith. Right. So
that sounds crazy.
Yeah,
that's insane.
You're gonna have to watch the movie, I guess, right?
Yeah, so I didn't really watch too much of it. I seen a couple clips online.
Yeah.
But how'd you feel about the movie?
Well, respectfully, Will Smith, I think Will Smith does. I don't know if he resents himself for this, but I'm pretty sure he regrets. He turned down the original
Matrix,
the starring role for the Matrix,
right?
And I know he kicks himself probably to this day.
So it's like hard for him to turn down roles. I think.
So hard. I would say he might have had creative control over the movie, and he threw some little bit of Matrix in it.
Okay.
I would say that.
I about it. I could buy that.
Yeah, cause for sure. Towards the end, that was a Matrix scene.
Right.
And
Matrix has totally influenced every movie since 1999, right?
It's insane.
I don't think anything could really. I mean, since John Wick, I don't think anything has really reinvented action movies. No, Born Identity.
Well, Born Identity, yeah.
There's a couple staples.
There definitely is.
It's few though. It's few, and I think Matrix has had more of a outlasting, effect on all of the movies.
I would say.
I think there's 4 movies like that.
I would say
action movies.
Yeah, you're right, and definitely there are some out there, but I would say the technology in the Matrix, some of it for me was ahead of its time.
Yeah, no,
even to the Gemini Man. I think that Gemini Man, if they would have had, and I don't know if they did, but
more practical stuff.
I think that they
instead of CGI,
they might have left some of it out, but it came out pretty good.
Right.
It came out pretty good, and I only predicted that scene because that's what I would have done. And I don't want to give too much of the movie away. I would just say that the movie was good, but for me it was more of a message. In regard to cloning.
Man, Will Smith. I feel bad for Will Smith. I mean, I don't feel bad for Will Smith. All right, so I was watching an interview with Will Smith on, I think, Jimmy Fallon or something.
Yeah.
And he was doing a press tour for Aladdin.
Okay.
And which I watched. It was all right.
Aladdin was pretty
horrible, like, people said it was.
Yeah, it was all right. It's a good children's movie, I think, too.
Right. And I think him taking a role was cool. I think Living in the Shadow of Robin Williams, it was really difficult for people to get over that. And which people just need to get over things. Like, sometimes, it is what it is. But in saying that, his role as a genie was cool. It was all right. I think he didn't have the confidence.
Really?
Yeah, I just think his confidence, even in the press tour, in the interview, it was just like, this ain't the Will Smith that I grew up on. You know what I'm saying? And even doing the Kiki challenge when he did it on top of all of that was confidence. He's like, I'm a dad. I'm doing dad jokes,
right,
but I'm gonna do it. It's gonna be there. I feel like that was the only time in his career that it kind of lacked that confidence of. I don't know if it was his performance or him living up to Robin Williams' performance as Genie. It's just, again, I don't know if it was the best move. I would have rather seen Jamie Foxx do the Genie.
Really?
Yeah, I think he's more talented.
I didn't think of Robert Williams whatsoever. I don't know.
No, I think he did the part justice. It wasn't the best.
Okay.
But I think that had to do with him, not necessarily Robin Williams' performance.
I don't know. I thought it was good. The type of movie that it was. I mean, what more can you actually do than just play the part that was written for you?
I mean, again, all of those Disney movies are kind of iffy. It's basically the same story. A couple key elements changed for realism and stuff like that. But it's just remakes. And I think even a little thing taken out of the movie, like Iago the bird,
Right.
not speaking as much, being as vocal. It took so much of the dynamic from him and the protagonist in the movie. I'm not giving any. If you didn't see Aladdin, come on, But it's like it just took away from it. It didn't show his personality as much, and I mean Jafar, the protagonist.
Right.
It didn't. It just to me, when those things happen, it takes away from the movie. Those little things that people might not think are a big deal, but. I also think that Will Smith is very aware of this. I think he's a creative and he pays attention. And then maybe his confidence wasn't there in the movie. And to bring it back to Gemini Man, I heard that script was bounced around Hollywood for so long. And I think that had an effect on a lot of the movie. I didn't see the movie like that. I've seen a lot of like clips and stuff online. But again, like you said, like he might have had some input in it and did the best he could. But, I mean, from what I've seen, his performance looked pretty good, and I guess the technology was alright. But I mean, I think the Disney technology is so much advanced.
I mean, it is.
It might be the copyright. They can't even.
I mean, Disney is on clearly just on a different level of movie making.
Streaming now, they're about to launch Disney streaming. Yeah, they're taking over, buying everything.
I mean, I do think that Gemini Man could have been a little better. I think that they wanted to make it more realistic, and I definitely want to. I said it once. I think it was more of a message, and in regards to cloning, I think that could be a real possibility
if it's not already happening.
So I would just say that it was okay.
On the flip side,
what's that?
Keep doing movies. I don't want him to get
discouraged. Yeah, for sure.
We love you, Will Smith.
Absolutely. You already know that you're like one of the best actors in Hollywood.
One of my favorites, definitely.
Definitely. You know what? On a fun note, I wanted to talk about FORTNITE.
Let's talk about FORTNITE. The world shut down. My world is done right. I don't even know what to do with myself, man. I'm learning things.
So I didn't play no FORTNITE. I played PUBG, and I had to give that up because it's highly addictive.
I mean, well, that's what's going on now. I don't know if you heard, someone was suing FORTNITE for being too addictive.
That's a real thing.
And yeah, I believe it. I can see it happening.
That's a real thing.
And I'm not, shouts to FORTNITE. Give me some V-Bucks.
V-Bucks.
Well, I really think it is. It is an addiction. Like a lot of other things.
Yeah.
And I do believe they've done studies to see what they can implement in the game to keep us playing. But I don't know if that's a wrong thing. That's like,
I don't know. I think it's
like saying don't make your product too good because people will like it too much, and you'll make too much money and be too successful. I think that's.
Well, actually, you make a great point. Personally, I would say yes. I was definitely addicted to video games.
Right. So if
Call of Duty.
Right.
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah.
Which I lost it when I went to LA, and everything looked just like the game.
Right.
I was just like, what is going on?
Well, that's the thing. I think I believe video games in itself is the new entertainment of the future. And everyone that said, "Oh, I'm not into video games," now they're not into video games. But once virtual reality is perfected, everyone's gonna be in it. I think people are gonna be working in real life to buy online clothes.
Okay, but do you think it's
interact?
Do you think that's a good thing overall?
No, I think that's a little scary. It sounds fun,
right?
But I think it's a little scary, and that is essentially the Matrix. And
well, funny. So in case you guys don't know, and so we're clear, FORTNITE, the video game, is not online. It hasn't been online for 2 days. And only how I found this out is I was in a Lyft car, and the Lyft driver was surprisingly talking about the video game because this is like a grown woman. She's like 37 years old, and I asked her because I was just looking at her like, what? You know what I mean?
FORTNITE for everybody, man.
So I asked her, I was like, really? And she, I was really surprised, and I recorded her. I'll show you later.
Yeah.
Because she was like literally saying she has, I think she said she had like 16-year-old, 10-year-old, and like a 12-year-old, and she said they have like 3 PlayStations in the house, and she has her own PlayStation, and she was just like, I'm nervous that the game won't come back on. She said I'm nervous, and she was saying it like, I had to ask again. I said, "Are you? What do you mean you're nervous?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm nervous that they won't put the game back on, and I really like that game." And she said, "Yes, I am addicted to the game."
Yeah.
I was in shock.
Yeah, I think people are being more aware of it now.
And that's when I asked her. I said, "Well, do you mind?" I said, "You don't have to tell me your age. I'm just curious about the age you are." She just flat out said, "I'm 37 years old. Yup, and I'm addicted." And I'm a school bus driver. My first job. This is my second job. And and I was just like, wow.
Well, as someone that plays a lot of Fortnite, and I do play a lot. I mean, I've actually taken this whole season off pretty much, but I do miss the game. And right when I get back on, the season's done, and then it shuts off for a couple of days. And it's more interesting to me than
season 11, by the way.
Yeah, it's about to be season 11.
Yeah.
I don't even think they're gonna call it season 11. I think it's gonna be more like a chapter 2 situation. So it's more of a revamp, and I think they're geniuses. I think taking it away for such a long period of time is gonna make people want to play it more, because they have been losing a lot of players to like older games like Minecraft and stuff like that.
Really?
I think right now it's a lot of strategies, build up the suspense and tension,
and what's this black hole that I saw?
We don't know. Nobody knows.
You think that has anything? You think that's a publicity stunt that they gave you off? You guys don't have any? They're not sending you guys any type of information.
They actually deleted every tweet that they have on Twitter, and Facebook. No, yeah, I think Instagram as well.
So you think it's possibly that it's this publicity stunt, or you think they're really gonna leave?
I think they're down.
Walk away.
No. I don't think that. That's crazy. That's like Mark Zuckerberg saying, "All right, I'm done with Facebook," and shutting it off. I think that's just it's a cash cow. They're not gonna really, they might sell it, but I think right now what they're doing is building anticipation, and they're just getting everybody hyped up and stressed out, and it's popular right now to hate on Fortnite.
Let me ask you this question: do you think it's a very out of all the investments, out of all the different businesses worldwide, do you think video games is the best, I would say, market to invest in?
More than video games, simulations?
I mean, because
it's like the video game movement into the simulation.
Right.
I think simulations are the way of the future. I think we're all going to be zombies racing home to put on something, and we're going to buy with our real money virtual clothes, and we're not going to even buy regular clothes anymore. I think that's where the world's moving towards too. But
so stock wise, would you say that would be the best investment for your money?
If you're smart, you find out what company's leading inside simulations, and I don't know, man, invest in that virtual reality stuff, because I think that's the future, to be honest. But yeah, I think Fortnite's ahead of its time as well with that too. They're integrating a lot of personal things, your own imprint on, hey, yeah, this is our stuff, but bring your own style to it, bring your own customization to it, and people feel more a part of things like that. Things that they bring to the table, more of their own style, but it's very uniform at the same time. So it's like they can steer you wherever they want to go. So now when Fortnite comes on, it's probably going to get the most views it's had ever.
Right.
I think YouTube has been breaking records for how many people are watching live streams, and how consistent it's been.
Right.
200,000, I think, are watching a little black hole just all day. Just nothing but a black hole on the screen. And I think Simpsons had made it another. Simpsons predicts the future all the time. They show like all of the Simpson characters pointing out a little dot in the TV, and they're all looking at it like, "What is this?"
Wow.
And that's 10 years ago. So it's like, wow, like that can't be even longer. So it's like, yeah, maybe that's a meta joke. They probably seen it and it's like, we should do this and see what happens.
Well,
but it's marketing though. It's marketing.
Speaking of marketing, their marketing strategy was, first of all, it was incredibly gutsy. It worked. They had so Fortnite, in case you guys don't know, was actually a free game. So you can get it for free.
Right.
So it wasn't nothing to think about in regards to like parents. They're not gonna go into their pockets and
Right.
give their kids money to buy a game. They made it free, made it available, made it fun.
Right.
And the targeting audience were like what, 3 years old?
I don't even know. It's probably young though. It's young. Every little kid is talking about Fortnite, so I'm sure.
I've seen kids from 3 years old and up playing to this grown woman that's 37 years old.
But
And wow, I would have never thought that it would be this far, and it's incredible. I thought it was gonna go away actually.
nah, I don't think it's going anywhere.
Yeah,
I think
no,
they're master of. Right now, this is proof that now everyone's just talking about Fortnite, and it's like I was saying that it's becoming popular to hate on Fortnite or say it's dead. It's this. It's no longer cool. Whatever. And they were very well aware of that. So they're like, all right, you hate it so much, let's take it away. Let's see how much you guys hate it.
Wow.
And so they took it away. And so now everyone's making these jokes about it being gone or whatever. But some people ain't taking it as jokes. Some people about to quit their jobs, man.
Speaking
the
of
whole time on Uber, they making more money.
Oh, well, no. Listen to this. Funny thing you say that. You know, one of the things she said is that when she's on vacation, her 3-day vacation, that's all she does.
Right.
3 days straight playing Fortnite.
Right. Well, the thing about Fortnite is very competitive.
Mm-hmm.
So much so that they're actually trying to integrate bots. I don't know. A lot of people don't play video games, so they might not know. But bots are basically computers. Just imagine a computer being in the game with online players.
Okay.
And they want to make it easier for a new player to come on the game and actually do well or actually have the chance to win. It's so competitive that you need to stay on for 3 days. So it's hard to keep up. So people are very discouraged from keep playing a game that's so competitive with such a wide skill gap. So they're trying to like put little things here and there and try to keep people interested.
So what? Okay, so another thing that she mentioned was she plays it because it takes her mind off of a lot of stressful things.
Right.
So you think that's somewhat of an scapegoat from reality? Do you think it helps, or you think that ultimately, I don't know. Let's just say liquor for instance. After you drink liquor, your problem is still there. What would you say about that?
So I would equate it to drugs, right? Like let's say you're selling drugs. I'm not trying to teach someone how to sell drugs, but if you ask the average sober person, are they gonna do these drugs with you? They're gonna probably say no, right?
Right.
Let alone, are you gonna pay me a certain amount of money to do these drugs? They're probably gonna say no.
Okay.
But if you convince them to take it for free, like that game is being free, and say, hey, what's the worst that's gonna happen? You're not gonna like it, keep it moving. They might keep it moving, but more times than not, they will like it.
Right.
And they'll get hooked just like drugs. And then from then on, they'll start paying money to fit in or, get that high or this and that and other. But, I mean, again, that kind of circles right back to addiction. So.
I mean, you could say drugs. You could also say, I remember when Red Bull came out, they were giving away Red Bulls in front of, like, high schools.
Right.
Malls.
Can attest to that.
You're online, standing in line for your sneakers.
Mm-hmm.
You see a Red Bull truck.
Yeah, they had people made livings off that. They had trucks and gave free. Like they'll pay your insurance if you drive around with a Red Bull sticker on it. I mean, that's a mastermind marketing,
Yeah,
so
I've seen every business always say you have to spend money to make money.
Right. So I mean, I don't even think they lost any money. I think they invested in overstock, and I think they did that purposeful and. They gave it out for free, samples.
Wow.
Got everyone addicted, and now they got to pay $100 for a little Red Bull can. So it is, that's what it is.
Well,
it's the market.
Hey, speaking of people that you don't think that they will make it. I've seen people laugh at different people like Kanye West. Kanye West sneaker.
Shout out to Kanye West. He's a genius. I'm with it. He got some stuff going on, but he's a genius.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I'm really happy for him.
Yeah.
And I'm just happy for anybody in that position, you know what I mean by that, where they could actually be a part of, because he's actually a part of the mainstream marketing world now.
You know what I think? I think that's we're made to believe that. I think Kanye West is still a black sheep of creatives. I think he was ostracized in a lot of his viewpoints. Again, you're gonna hate him because he supports Trump and stuff like that, and certain things that he has said that we might disagree with. But I think that was made. I think that was done on purpose.
All right.
Because he is that creative. I think people were threatened by that, and they use different things to try to make us, look at him kind of funny. Look at him like he got mental illness. He does this. He's kind of flippy floppy, but really he's a normal human being. He's just, he's put on blast for it. Yeah, he's actually more, and he's just outspoken, which is nothing wrong with that. But a lot of people don't like that.
Well, I'm really happy. I don't know what's his true intent, but I would just say that I'm really happy that he's successful with the sneaker brand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, them sneakers are crazy.
He's now, and again, I'm really happy about Jordan. We can only say Jordan, and Yeezy.
Right.
I do recall 50 Cent had a sneaker, the G Unit sneaker.
Yeah.
Years ago, and I was a little saddened to see them not continue to grow.
Right.
50 Cent clothing line, by the way, was amazing. His design was better than any high-end clothing design at that time. He was so far advanced.
I agree. He had very his style. His style actually changed the landscape for a lot of the way we dress too, as well. But I don't think that was 50 Cent's passion as a creative. But I think it's Kanye West's passion, and that's why he's going so far with it.
Well, 50 Cent, he has the show Power, which, are we talking about the Power?
Man, we could get into it, but I kind of wanted to wait for April more on that.
All right, we're going to wait for you, April.
Yeah.
All right.
Because we got to talk about your boy Tariq.
Oh, yeah.
I'm Team Tariq. What up? I don't know. Hey.
I don't know.
Shout out to Tariq. That's a man's right now.
So, okay, all right, we're going to leave that alone for now.
Yeah.
So what else would you want to talk about?
I kind of wanted to touch more on the Kanye West thing a little bit.
Okay.
Right now, he's saying that he's going to drop his album, which now is going to be a gospel album. And so a lot of people are like, what are you talking? Like, where is this coming from? But I don't think that's too out of his field of work. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If anything, it's more true to where he's at in life now.
Okay.
So it's like, Kanye, I don't really agree with most things Kanye West says, but I respect that he's so himself. And whether it's lost, whether he's angry, whether he's wrong,
all right,
he's sticking to what he knows and what he feels is his truth. So it's just like, I don't agree with a lot, but I respect it.
Yeah, because a lot of people say they miss the old Kanye, right? I remember he made a song about that, which was kind of hot.
Yeah.
I guess people like to keep you in a certain bubble. They don't want you to change. And by the way, on that note, I would say that the Power song, when it was changed, and a lot of people, was saying they like the original song. I actually like the new song. I like when people evolve. I like when they get better. I like when there's change. Going to the next level. I just want to say that.
Yeah, as I mentioned before, the new song is definitely better. It's just, people don't want that change. Imagine Fresh Prince came on, all the same song the whole time. Everyone knows word for word. And then the last season, they just changed the song. And it's like, Slick Rick come on talking about Frosted Flakes and something. You just like, yo.
No, I get it, but like,
it's an experience.
Again, I totally get it, but I think 50 Cent sees a bigger, I wouldn't say a bigger future, but he sees moving into the future and changing, and I believe that.
And like Kanye,
he's on the right track.
And like Kanye, he sees things that we don't.
Right.
We're not ready for yet. I think he sees that visually and sonically. But more visually. I think he's a visual person. Even in his music, people don't really look at him as a storyteller. But if you listen to 50 Cent really closely, not even closely. Just look at it from the perspective of every rap he does is a story. Mm-hmm. It's not like a Slick Rick kind of rapper, but he's painting a picture for you in a way Biggie did. You know, it's a different style. Yeah. Okay. And it's a different style, of course, than your conventional storyteller, but he's a visualizer. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. And that conveys really well on camera, and that's why I think Power is so successful. Right. It's again, it's not the strongest acting, especially in the beginning. They have grown, like Lala's character has grown tremendously as an actress or as an actor, but a lot of other people haven't. You know what I mean? But it's just true. True. It's a lot. I know what you think about, man. We're gonna wait for you, April.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything about Paula. I have a lot to say about it for sure. Yeah. I'm trying my very best not to even. I'm trying to turn that off right now in my head. But
Breaking Bad, man.
What about Breaking Bad?
So I told you before that they had a movie. That took place after the show ended.
Yes, you did.
And a lot of people don't like Jesse. Some people don't. Not even a lot.
I don't like him.
I think maybe 30% people don't like Jesse. I rock with Jesse, and this is actually the closing chapter for Jesse's story.
Okay.
It makes me love him even more, man.
Well, first off, I love his acting. His acting is great.
Yeah, Aaron Paul is amazing.
So just so we're clear, when I say I don't like him, meaning Walter White is the one that I'm rooting for. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I'm rooting for Walter White too, but even Walter White decides to make his, I don't want to mess it up for y'all, but even Walter White is rooting for Jesse. So I mean, I ain't really too far off. I think the team is more or less like, do you want them to get caught or do you want them to, ride off into the sunset?
Well, I kind of want them to accomplish their goals. I don't want it to be boring. Yeah. I think it was good. You know what? In retrospect, now that I think about it, I think it was a pretty good ending.
I mean, it was better than Lost. So you know what I'm saying? I think Breaking Bad is #1 show all time.
Well.
And I think this new movie, El Camino, just sealed the deal for me. It was perfect. I had mentioned before, Let It Go. But I'm so glad they did it. It was such a nice little bow on the story.
Oh, funny. Well, Let It Go, right? I seen a little bit more previews of Terminator, and
it's looking kind of cool.
It's looking kind of
a little bit reminiscent of Judgment Day.
Yeah, it's looking kind of good. I would say 90% sure it's gonna be pretty great.
I gotta let it go, man.
Really?
You wanna do it? What's up?
Oh yeah, let's do it.
All right, man. This one's kind of nuts though.
Yeah.
So they announced that's gonna be another movie, The Training Day.
Really?
Why, man?
Serious?
And usually I'll ask you first, but what are they doing? But apparently it's gonna be like a prequel or something. I don't even know if it was a remake. It's just, why are we doing these things?
Another Training Day, seriously?
Let it go for me, man. I can't even let you go.
First off, yeah. First off, man.
I gotta see it though, but it's like, why are we doing this, man?
Training Day, in case if there's people out there that haven't seen Training Day,
starring Denzel Washington,
which is okay, right? Because you probably had something to do. You just tired of Denzel. Mm-hmm. But let me explain. That's one of the best movies made. Mm-hmm. It's so real. It's just the acting is just you forget you even watching a movie.
Right. Yeah,
you kind of you feeling all the feelings in the movie, like you're there, and it's pretty good.
So why mess with the classic, man? Why are we doing this sort of movies? That's what Let's Go and Let It Go's about, man. We're gonna be here every episode's gonna be. What's next? They're gonna destroy Thundercats or something. We getting everything. We shooting it down. We're gonna make a list.
Well, I'm gonna have to definitely say Let It Go. I think the movie is a masterpiece. It's definitely a must-see movie. You don't have to necessarily enjoy action,
right?
But you would enjoy this movie. It has everything in it.
Before we go, I gotta talk about something else, man.
What's that?
Speaking of action and realism,
yes.
I hate to be right. I love to be right too, though. Tekashi 6ix9ine, man.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
What you know? I got some information too. What you got?
I don't know if it's real news or fake news, but apparently he got a deal for $10 million.
I heard it was $5 million.
Either way, man, that's a win.
Wait, you said
I said he gonna come out with a song called "I Snitched and I Told on You." He gonna hold up to that. We all gonna fuck.
Hey, I also said I didn't say that, but I said that I think he's gonna be fine.
Yeah,
I think he's gonna just be good.
Whether it's fake or real news, people with it. So it's like
I think that he has a lot of hardcore fans that are looking forward to him, and
2-album deal. That's crazy for that money. Even if it's $5 million, that's amazing, especially in the climate now.
I mean, if that is the case, congratulations. I don't personally, he's never done anything to me. There's a big story out there, and everyone makes their decision based on what they know or don't know, right? Because we don't all know the facts about anything, do we? But wow.
Yeah, I mean it's a thing, man. We're gonna see what happens.
10 million is what you heard?
I heard 10 million. I mean it's a story. Some people don't believe it. I think it's possible.
I heard 5 million. So interesting.
Even 2 million. That's
because he's in jail.
Yeah.
And the deal is made while he's.
I mean, he's still getting press now, so it's like he's a marketing genius too.
His songs are still on the radio.
Right. Yeah, he's on there with A Boogie. Even in New York, it's like, and officially they took that song off the album with his version on it.
Right.
But they still playing it on the radio. That's saying something.
That is saying something.
Especially with radio personalities, got a lot to say about it. And I'm not taking shots, but it's just so funny how people have their views and standpoints on somebody, but they still use their
Well, that's interesting. That's interesting that you knew that. All right. Well, I guess we're gonna wrap up.
Yep.
Thanks for watching. Much love. Stay tuned for David Talks. Thanks.